Birdring is actually standing in the gate here to give himself the most optimal sightlines on the point.
Yeah, Birdring is actually getting jumped on by Miro right now, and Ryujehong jumps right in to protect him. So Birdring's able to stay alive, but Seoul Dynasty doesn't have their Winston here. It doesn't look like it matters, though, as it's going to be Fleta on Genji pushing on through.
Slow and steady, Matt wins the race. Seoul Dynasty now want to finish things off. Birdring is finally removed from the picture, playing from a position that ultimately he wasn't able to do too much from. Seoul took a fight inside this building that Ryujehong's just emerged from, which prevented the Widowmaker from having any control. Interested, Ryujehong has actually been forced to use his Transcendence on the high ground, but that's okay for Seoul because they keep themselves topped up as they approach the point. Both support also being committed to this fight by the Seoul Dynasty. The sound barrier now to follow it up. That's now expired, but Seoul have managed to get themselves to the point essentially unscathed, and this is where the real fight begins.
And the Transcendence comes out from Birdring. He just needs to keep everybody alive, but that's going to allow Fleta to use that Dragon Blade, and he gets nothing with it. Birdring goes right through Fleta and Munchkin. Going to use a Dragon Blade of his own. That's such a big play there from Birdring.
Toby's been dealt with, and finally the Spitfire come up with the solution to the problem that was giving him a survey the situation, but Fleta's doing just the same thing from the high ground. Tactical Visor is there. Throws down the biotic field, but actually doesn't get much healing out of it. Now the Transcendence. This should pave the way for Seoul once again to go in for an attack. They've only got one tick per one fighter, but Dosen from the high ground. It's a shutdown, but Zuma responds. A two-man self-destruct. Both DPS players for London have been removed. They double back quickly to the door. They were being flanked out by Bidosen. He's down. Ryujehong now gets a nano boost, but it won't be long-lived as he gets desuited, and the Discord Orb is applied for the extra damage. Gesture in. Birdring trying to follow up the backside here. The Winston already down. He went so quickly, and that may well be it. That's it!
Damage boost. Birdring also obviously provide a ton of heals. Nice leak dart from Toby on the Prophet, but he pops recall right out of it, gets back towards the point.
Sloppy from Seoul to wake Prophet up in that case there. You can see London actually baited an engagement in that opening. And Gesture's like, yes, they're going to jump on our backline. This is my time to go in. What a beautiful execution from London.
So what London did there is they sent Gesture and Prophet to the point, and then at that moment,
deal for Seoul, and London are more than happy to continue to apply pressure. Miro just got chunked down. He's forced to use his own Primal Rage. Two big ultimates are forced out of Seoul, and they're still losing players, Matt. Miro returns to the point to realize that he's bereft of teammates, and now he needs to try and make something of the situation himself. First tick coming up.
And they're putting so much pressure on trying to get Bidosen, but he's just being pocketed by Nuts, just flying around, and they're letting everybody else drop on the point. This has been fantastic for the London Spitfire. They will take point B with 6 minutes and 23.
Tried to play that sort of Junkrat Widow composition on defense, so this is a change for them, I guess. They eventually switched to this comp when they realized it wasn't working out. This is actually good early trades here for the Seoul Dynasty. They've gotten rid of Gesture already, and Miro fell in response, but Birdring is not present, so it's only one Genji to rule them all right now, and it's Fleta. Found Bidosen, a little bit too close there. Perhaps discretion the better part of Valor in this case, and the London Spitfire realize they've already lost the fight.
Well, it's interesting, you know, you want a Widowmaker, right? When it's just like you need that one pick, and one pick kind of decides it all. With 40 seconds left,
would come. Now we can play around that a bit more confidently.
Yeah, and he's getting very close to a Dragon Blade as Gesture will come back off of the respawn. Prophet connects with a big pulse bomb there on the Zunba, going to use that self-destruct. They'll take out Nusa as well, as Seoul Dynasty having some reinforcements, but it's going to be a Primal Rage from Gesture, knocks them off the point. Good use of a Deadeye here on point A on Hanamura.
Gotta be tricky. There's a lot that's going to obscure the field of view. And Toby, the one to find Birdring, that's responded though. So support is down here for Seoul, and they got Birdring to res up. That Mercy's been so important for them on this map so far, and now Prophet can run right in the back lines. Deadeye connects, Munchkin's down. DPS is lacking for the Seoul Dynasty, and they got nothing in terms of healing. This fight is over.
And they're able to just blow up Birdring at the beginning, because Toby actually hit the sleep dart on a Ryujehong, so you don't have that defense matrix there, so Birdring's just getting assaulted by Fleta. Good trade for London.
Fleta forced into reflect. Miro can actually take that high ground. Flash thrown in, but Birdring's so low. McCree is vulnerable and not very mobile. It's tough to play him in these circumstances. However, it's a 1-for-2 trade with Birdring being brought back up. London are at full strength right now. Fleta has a Dragon Blade, but he's in the spawn. It might be another Nano Blade for Seoul to try and get themselves out of this one yet again. Trading still. Ryujehong down. Gonna be a self-destruct running over the point. A great flash. Fleta shut down. Oh, he's low. We actually found Birdring despite this. Birdring wasn't able to complete the kill. The Nano Boost might have made it hard to get the extra damage in, but now it's just Sunba. This is it for Seoul. They need to get back on towards the point of pressure, but no! The margin was way too thin. The London Spitfire started from the window out towards the side, does catch on to a couple of these players on the Spitfire with these rockets, but no considerable damage being done yet.
I was just going to say, Fleta can't come into the point, right, because he's playing Pharah. It also is very difficult for Munchkin to go into the back line against a McCree in 76 and a Zen. So just a ton of damage, that consistent damage coming out there for the London Spitfire. Oh, yeah.
I feel like if you don't take the point in the first fight, Pharah becomes vastly less useful.
I was going to say, this is where Seoul should just go dive. He's going to build up towards a blade, 80%. He's going to be able to farm off of some of these tanks that are going to come on in. They're going to use it a little bit early. They want to dive in deep. They're going to get Ryujehong again. A lot like NYXL. They focus down Ryujehong early. Same thing here from London.
Have they found the weak link here in the Seoul Dynasty? I never thought I'd say there was one, but Ryujehong's been dying first in all of these fights, especially the last two. Flat of the Dragon Blade. It looks nice, it's for show.
Maybe it's just Toby. And instead of playing a 76 and just trying to chip away at the players coming in to dive you, they're just going aggressive in the back. Look at that, Ryujehong down yet again.
Oh my gosh.
Well, it's the jump comes in from Gesture and just splits off a few players because they're trying to go in with Toby, and it leaves no 1v1. It's what, Wuyal up against Ryujehong? I mean, any Zen is going to lose that battle.
He's already used his dash, but he was still in danger. And now the sound barrier. You see the Spitfire happy to let the point be taken for now because they can choose to start the fight however they would like. Ryujehong now coming with a Transcendence. He thinks that's a better option than dying first in this fight, and I would tend to agree with him. But the Dragon Blade coming in over the top. The Pulse Bomb already found Ryujehong. Everything's being thrown to the Zenyatta on the Seoul Dynasty, and Birdring's just the icing on the cake right now. Toby flattened. London Spitfire take off.
So London uses their...
He couldn't even vape his way through that one. Taken down by Wuyao, but Gesture falls to Miro. Now the Reinhardt can set up on the point here, which is great. It's going to give the Seoul Dynasty a defensive zone to work around behind that shield. And Prophet, you cheeky little man, getting a little bit too close to Zumba, who spots him out. The Micro Rockets find their spot. I mean, Zumba's had an incredible series so far. Really the biggest performer on the side of Seoul Dynasty thus far. Let's see. Birdring's on that high ground on that Widowmaker, but he can't shoot.
Yeah, he can't do anything. I mean, Miro's just standing there with his shield up as Seoul getting very close to taking the point. Nuss will use his Valkyrie. That's a direct response to Ryujehong using Coalescence. They get up to the high ground.
Prophet, hello?
Do you not
hello?
Said Prophet? Come on.
Oh man, Zumba's just doing so much work right now. Prophet was like he wasn't even aware that the Diva would still be there. Oh, how about another one? How about Bedosen? Zumba is just the man right now to fix all the problems. Great use of the Diva's mobility there, while the rest of Seoul sat on the point and captured to apply pressure. Nothing the Spitfire could do.
Now you'll see some... Doesn't exactly have to hurry. But Ocean actually gets taken out, though, by Munchkin, so you lose that Transcendence. You probably were going to try and Transcendence onto the payload. And you see Birdring just
gotta give it up.
Darts right on by. Yeah, you're going to have to give it up at this time.
With interesting that Bedosen was standing so far for that Earth Shatter, Matt.
Yeah.
Just swinging Hammer, hoping to displace a couple of people. Obviously, Hammer knocks people aside, which is really good if you want to get rid of that Reinhardt shield. Is this the time? No, Miro gets redirected in midair. He still gets two knocked down, and Nuss doesn't need to get charged to be picked up. Prophet having fallen now, Miro a little bit out of position, and Birdring is able to clean him up, but he's there with Wuyao. Miro a little bit frustrated by that one, but the rest of his team are in position to get the job done. It's a fade forward for Bedosen, but now it's going to be a fade to Black as he hits spawn. Jester jumps in. Wuyao now to rejoin, and the Spitfire in full stall mode, and it's working out. Zumba desuited, Nuss getting the job done. What a beautiful performance from the Lucio here. This is Sparta, ladies and gentlemen. 3 people caught in the Graviton Surge, and the sound barrier thrown in by the Spitfire just for good measure. But the back cap was underway. There's actually 3 players from Seoul who went all the way into the back lines to try and get the payload home. But now they've been discovered. It's all been a ruse, as the London Spitfire were ready to tackle them as they tried to finish the map. Zumba knocked out of his mech here, taken down. The overtime bar is depleted. And the London Spitfire complete the hold. So you can sort of get into the backside. Birdring, what are we looking for here? He's never Riptire, so just wants to get a high ground position. Prophet's already got himself nestled in behind that Orisa barrier. Now the damage is starting to accrue. Birdring, watch out! It's gonna be nasty! Fleta just falls, and now Birdring chasing down. Sometimes death comes on a peg leg, Matt. And Birdring again still has pole position here just to rain down damage. Munchkin, good little transition towards the side. He actually picked off Bedosen. Not an easy target to connect with when under duress, but it won't really be enough to keep them in this fight.
You notice when Birdring is up on that...
He's shooting Miro's shield. He does need to be dealt with, though. The Reinhardt knocked out of position. This is dangerous. He went in for a charge. I think it got booped off course. Miro doesn't really get to the side, his direction at all. But Ryujehong now commits to the fight with a Transcendence here. This will force a sound barrier out. Good shield. Only Bedosen getting knocked to the ground. Great response by Gesture here. The Reinhardt battle's definitely being won out by the Spitfire in this round.
see it's going to be the grab that comes out as well from London, Mitch.
Ryujehong, a very deep penetrating Earth Shatter. And now Birdring again. It's time to get some chaos! Toby and Munchkin have already fallen. The Mercy's not going to be there to provide it. And so important healing. Zunba won't get back in his mech. The self-destruct, really noticed by anyone in particular. It doesn't really seem to bother them at all. Micro Rockets connect with Ryujehong, and now it's going to be Miro trying to get out. It was an attempt from Wuyal to knock him off course. Miro is not at the fight at all. He's sitting in the back of the room. He needs to get back to the fight while the rest of his team are struggling to hold on. By the skin of their teeth, Munchkin down. I think he blew himself up with his own right click, man. Not ideal. Zumba to be desuited. Ryujehong just gets cut out of the fight, but Wuyal gets put to sleep through the defense matrix. It doesn't matter. This series is already over. History repeats itself. And the Seoul Dynasty once again pull up short. As the Spit
Gets hit with a pulse bomb. He's forced to back on out. Gets very low.
Oh, gesture down. It was a little flick from Munchkin to get the job done at Birdring. Now, yeah, not much you can do there as Widowmaker. Not the best angle for her. Ryujehong's missing. No, the Transcendence from Bidosin has definitely been important. Now the bubble thrown down. Nuss being pressured off screen, and that's a nice little pulse bomb thrown in there. The extra damage definitely goes a heck of a long way. Wuyal dealt with Toby. And now Prophet's dancing on the payload. This Transcendency really should lock things up. Ryujehong's probably a little bit annoyed that he has to use it at all, if I'm honest with you. But the gesture coming with a Primal Rage here, you can see Birdring just in the little corner there was getting a couple cheeky shots onto the point. These two tanks have bought a lot of time, but it may not be enough, and it won't be enough to keep the Spitfire in this fight.
This will be the first time they really push back. They'll answer back though with a Transcendence. They want to get aggressive yet again.
Flutter, Dragon Blade time.
Seconds left.
He knows how it's his chance to go in. He's found two. Flutter. Get a desuit here on Wuyal, and that's a pretty good job done. He found both supports. The timing was excellent. He knew when the trans was over. Flutter comes in with some more. This guy, a little bit of a quieter series for him, Matt. Hasn't been dominating like he did so far this stage, but that's a good resurgence for him, and it has gifted Soul the final stretch now. Now faces the scrutiny of the entirety of the Seoul Dynasty. Here come the reinforcements, though. The cavalry is here. Birdring on the McCree.
And you have Nuss using Valkyrie, just keeping Gesture topped up. You're going to be able to use that Valkyrie to heal up the rest of the players on the cart. Just trying to stall this one out for London. Nuss in a very difficult situation, as always, able to heal up he's able to heal up Prophet and Wuyal during that, as both players were low. Miro was in the back trying to push out Prophet on the Widowmaker, but
Toby's been saying for ages he's wanted to play more than just that Mercy in stage one, and now he's able to do so. But
that helped really late there for Ryujehong, though, right?
You see? That's that aggression from Wuyal.
Yeah.
Once again, both supports are down, Matt. Picked apart. And the dive, it's a proper dive. Sometimes the D.Va doesn't always dive in with the Winston and Genji. Sometimes the D.Va stays midway between, like Coolmat, for example. He really tries to split his time between back and front line. But so this time, Wuyal wants to be in the mix. And it's so hard to deal with a dive like that one. First checkpoint here for the Spitfire. Flawless execution.
Yeah, it's like just a dash through of Ryujehong that comes in from Prophet, and then Prophet immediately stage 2. Obviously, Zen so important to your team's overall damage and healing. It'll be Prophet.
Prophet Nano Blade here. Yeah, easy done. 3 kills. Zumba being desuited and fed to the monster that is the Blade.
And Miro gets slept as he's trying to come from the backside, because they did have Munchkin and Fleta playing all the way deep back by where London was spawning. They were going to come in and try and pinch with Miro. As soon as Miro gets slept, they opt not to. They're going to use a nano boost there as Wuyal tries to block.
They missed it.
Zunba coming to the point. It doesn't matter though, Mitch. They're going to get 2 kills right away. Both supports yet again dead for Soul.
That's so sick for Prophet. He's had 5 kills in the last 2 fights, and it doesn't look like he's done there. Miro drops in. Who knows it's all but done. An attempt perhaps just to hit Bidosin in the back line. Not going to be duels. Now the infra side is going to tell him exactly where Fleta's going to be peeking from. Fleta may not have heard the voice line from that, and he gets taken down. Birdring just manipulates the situation to be at his advantage. He has an inherent lead, and now it's going to be pretty much a clean up here, man. There's not much to be said or done from the Seoul Dynasty. They will be wiped from the face of Gibraltar. And now Zunba gets at least a decent on Wuyal, and it's a desperate attempt now for the Tracer to come in, and Munchkin can't do much. He's slapped in the face. The gauntlet to complete the series. Wuyal there as well, looking pleased as punch, and why wouldn't he be, Matt? The Spitfire. It's tough to find an aspect of this game where they weren't the better team.
Check out our website at actionesports.com to stay up to date on the latest matches, highlights, and more. From scores, match history, and specific game info, we've got you covered for all things Overwatch esports. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to check out our channel for more action-packed content. Also, like and share this video, and click the subscribe button to join our notification squad. Thanks for watching.